Well, boy, I reckon it's all over but the funeral march.
Don't talk that way, Fuzzy.
Billy, on my grave write this epitaph. You might have been a buzzard. You might have been a saint. His best pals were Buddy and Jeff. And he died with no complaint.
Beautiful, Fuzz. Beautiful.
That's funny. I don't feel a mite of pain now. Sure felt something bust inside of me.
All right, get going.
Tell me you had a twin brother.
I haven't.
Take a look.
Well, Billy the Kid. So we meet at last. Surprised at the resemblance? I sure am, Lieutenant. You seem to have known about it right along. For some time. As a matter of fact, I've been very anxious to meet my double before he and his friends go to prison. Well, not everybody can be in prison and the Army at the same time. It's true. You know, it's really too bad, Billy, that we're, well, not on the same side of the fence. Well, in a way we are, Lieutenant. Then you wouldn't understand that. Oh, but I do. However, lawlessness, even when fighting for the underdog, is still lawlessness. Put these men away until the marshal arrives tomorrow morning. I hope so.
Wait here while I take this invitation to the lieutenant.
All right.
Lieutenant, I've got a message for you from your Aunt Mary.
Oh, good, thank you. Dear Ted, it makes me very happy by attending my wedding to George Fremont on August the 2nd. Well, Mr. Fremont in the East in a day or two. I'm sending you this letter by one of the ranch boys that you'll be sure to get a loving Aunt, Mary Todd. Well, tell my aunt that I'll be out to the wedding with bells on. I'll catch the stagecoach in the morning. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Don't make a move, Lieutenant. Sorry me and my buddies can't stay around here longer. Since I figure I'm on the wrong side of the fence, I'd better get back to where I belong. Now, if you don't mind, I'll take your uniform. Oh, don't worry about it. I'll send it back to you. Yeah, cleaned and pressed.
You know, there's a jail in the country serves food as good as the army. Come on. If you get hungry, you can have the rest.
You can't get away with this, Billy. Maybe not. I hope I'm not inconveniencing you, Lieutenant. How's that? It's not bad. Adios.
The lieutenant. Yeah, Fuzzy. Hey, where do you fellas think you're going? We sort of got lost around here.
How'd these two break loose?
Why, they just...
Never mind. I'll take care of them. Go and find Billy the Kid.
Yes, sir. I hope Billy got away. Yeah.
He will if we hurry.
Billy! As I live and breathe.
That's what we want to keep doing. Come on. Open the door. Lieutenant Martin.
Durgan, this is Lieutenant Morrison's last stand.
Spencer, I'm leaving the post for about an hour. I'm taking these two men with me. The major should happen to ask for me, tell him.
I'd like to get my hands on them sneaking coyotes.
No, we haven't got time for that.
Hey, we better get where we can fix that shoulder up.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
How's that feel? That's not bad, Jeff. Lucky it wasn't a little lower.
Yeah. You know, the thing I don't understand is why those hombres wanted to get rid of Lieutenant Morrison.
I've been wondering the same thing. Sure, they weren't after me.
Seems like they were just sort of waiting for him to come out. Say, Billy, maybe we ought to warn the lieutenant.
Yeah, maybe we ought to keep our noses out of somebody else's business. First thing you know, we'll be accused of murder.
I think you're right, Fuzzy.
We could send Fuzzy back to warn the lieutenant.
No, you don't. I'll slave over a hot stove cooking. I'll even take in washing. But I'll be dag-nabbed if I'll stick my neck out to get hung.
What do you got there, Fuzz?
The letter I found in the lieutenant's pocket.
Don't you know better than to read other people's mail?
I know better than to wash other people's clothes, but what good does it do me? Say, do you know who the lieutenant's aunt was?
No.
You don't pay to be ignorant.
All right, come on. Who is the lieutenant's aunt?
Mary Todd.
Mary Todd. Why, she's the richest woman in the West. Old Daniel Todd left her a fortune. I understand she's blind, too. Listen, wait a minute. How do you know that Mary Todd is Lieutenant Morrison's aunt?
It says so right here in the letter.
Here, let me see. Dear Ted, you make me very happy by attending my wedding to George Fremont on August the 2nd. Mr. Fremont is arriving from the east in a day or two. Sending you this letter by one of the ranch boys, so you'll be sure to get it on time. Your loving aunt, Mary Todd. A marriage, an attempted murder, and blind Mary Todd, the richest woman in the West. You know, somehow I have an idea that all ties up together.
Naturally, Turtle. When Mr. Fremont and I are married, you will take orders from him.
Yes, Miss Mary.
I haven't heard from him since we were children. That's a long time, Turtle.
Yes, ma'am.
That must be Mr. Fremont now.
Yes, I reckon. And he's probably got the just little piece with him.
Take care of their horses, Turtle.
Yes, ma'am.
Turtle, you're just the man I wanted to see.
Say, Mill, do you think that the old gal will get wise?
Don't go soft on me at this time.
But what about the real George Fremont? You promised to take care of him the same as you did Lieutenant Morrison.
That's just what I was getting ready to tell Turtle. Turtle, you take 2 men, meet the stagecoach at Redwood Pass. And remember, I want George Fremont dead, with no letters or papers left to identify him as the real Fremont. You get it?
Yes, boss.
Meet me in town later.
Right.
You know, you're so nervous, you remind me of a real groom. But don't get too nervous, Mr. Fremont. Remember, no one knows what the real George Fremont looks like, not even Mary. Besides, she's blind.
Sure. Sure, Mill.
Now listen, pretty soon you'll be married. Then we'll have everything our own way. The Todd Ranch, the Todd Fortune, the Pioneer Stagecoach Line, the P&M Railroad will all be ours. Now brace up. Come on.
Sure, Mill.
Hello, Miss Mary.
Good morning, Mr. George.
Mary, after all these years, the same lovely Mary Todd.
Well, I'm besides, you and Mr. Fremont probably have a lot to talk over after 40 years.
40 years. That's a long time, isn't it, George?
Oh, yes. It sure is a long time.
Well, I'll see you again. Drop by my office later.
All right.
Let's sit down, George. We have a lot to talk about.
Just as you say, Mary.
That letter from Mary Todd's got me thinking. Yeah, you're going to think yourself right into trouble. Spelled Prison. A little uneven. Come on, Jeff. You fellas can go ahead and go to jail, not me.
be the sheriff. Let's get out of here quick.
What are we stopping here for? If we're going to jail, let's go for a reason. The ornery tadpoles.
Take it easy, Fuzzy. That's the lieutenant.
Oh, Billy. Still on the wrong side of the fence, sir.
Lieutenant. Lieutenant!
Those were the same ones that tried to nail him back at Fort Culver.
Yeah, we've been blamed for a lot of things in our time. Most of them we didn't do. Now we're blamed for a murder by the man who was murdered. Well, can't prove Lieutenant Morrison we're innocent. Maybe we can prove it to Aunt Mary.
Why, there's not a sheriff living that'd give us a chance to prove anything.
Say, maybe the lieutenant was going to Aunt Mary's wedding.
Fuzz, Lieutenant Morrison is still going to that wedding. First, you'd better dig a grave.
Dig a grave? You mean you're going to...
No, Fuzz, just the body. From now on, I'm Lieutenant Morrison.
We had to shoot that lieutenant all over again. What do you mean you had to shoot him over? I thought you boys got him at Fort Culver. So did I, but there he was in the stagecoach with that George Fremont fella. Are you sure you got him this time? Oh, sure, I'm sure. Didn't we, boys? All right, give me the identification. Well, I was going to tell you, boss, I didn't... Come on. I didn't have time to get him. The sheriff came just as they're going to take him away from him. Well, you buggling fool. My plan isn't worth 2 cents without those identifications.
Howdy, men.
Hello, Sheriff.
Things are so quiet around, I thought I'd drop over for a little game of cards.
I'm glad you came.
She's pretty law-abiding.
Well, that's because we've got a good sheriff. Turtle, haven't you got something to do?
Yeah, boss. Come on, fellas.
Well, Sheriff, I guess you're getting all set for Mary Todd's wedding.
You bet I am. Say, the whole town will turn out. Reckon George Fremont will be coming in on the stagecoach. I'll be here most any minute now.
But Fremont isn't traveling by stage. In fact, he's here now, at Mary Todd's ranch.
Say, Bill, don't you think you've sort of taken a chance impersonating that lieutenant?
No, I don't think so, Jeff.
Yeah, we ought to drift out of here.
Lieutenant accused me of shooting him before he died. I gotta prove different. See you boys in town.
I hope he's got a rabbit's foot with him.
Keep an eye out for those hombres that chased us. Joe, get up and get that bag off the stage.
like trouble.
What happened to Billy?
Yeah, and I wonder what happened to the stagecoach.
Get the sheriff.
Hey, what happened? Where's the sheriff?
Well, he's around here somewhere. Here he is. Here he is. What happened?
Well, Sheriff, there's been a double murder.
Murder?
Yes, sir. I was on my way from Fort Culver to attend my aunt's wedding. We were attacked by bandits. This way.
Who's that?
I don't know, Sheriff. There was nothing to identify the man.
Some of you men take care of the body.
Howdy, Dad. Now, how do you do?
I didn't recognize you at first. Must be something special to bring you into town. You on a furlough?
Yes, in a way. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking of resigning from the Army.
How come?
Well, to tell you the truth, I think that my Aunt Mary may need my protection.
Oh, your Aunt Mary's getting married right away. She'll have a husband to protect her.
That's right. However, I wouldn't let that worry me too much. My Aunt Mary's got enough money to support me for the rest of my life.
Well, that's stooping mighty low, ain't it?
A lot of people in this town would stoop a lot lower for Aunt Mary's money.
Speaking for the good people of this town, I resent that.
Resent all you like.
Kind of surprised to hear you talk that way, Ted.
We've got a lot of surprises up my sleeve, Sheriff. Who was that?
Why, don't you remember? That's Milt Crawford, the Justice of the Peace.
Oh, sure. Imagine my forgetting that.
He's been taking care of your aunt's finances for quite a spell.
Oh, he has. From the way he acted, you'd think that I was trying to retire on his money. Well, I guess I'd better be getting out to the ranch. You know, Aunt Mary's marriage is going to create quite a stir in this town.
You bet it is.
Say, Sheriff, can I borrow a horse?
Why, sure. Come on over here at the hitch rack.
Thank you.
There you are, Lieutenant, and give my regards to your Aunt Mary.
I will, Sheriff. I'll be very glad to see her.
You numbskulls. So you killed the lieutenant all over again. Well, from the looks of it, he has 9 lives.
That's what I thought.
Suppose you let me do the thinking. Now, we're going through with the wedding just as I planned. That gives you until tomorrow to get rid of Ted Morrison. Do you understand? Get out.
Hey, Bucky, look. There's Billy's horse.
Yeah, but where's Billy? Jeff, I got a kind of a sickening feeling inside of me.
Yeah, me too.
Poor Billy, he was too young to die.
You know, Fuzz, if we could just find his body so we could give him a decent burial.
Yeah, that's all my fault.
How come?
Well, remember those fellows that chased us from the cavalry?
Yeah.
Nothing would have happened to Billy if I hadn't have thought I was shot, and we could got away, and Billy wouldn't have got mixed up in that lieutenant's murder. I'm a low-down tadpole. I'm a slimy worm. I'm a no-account buzzard. I'm a sneaking coyote. Why, I ought to be put in a cage full of lions and tigers and let them tear me apart, bit by bit. Jeff? Kick me.
No, Fuzzy, what's the use?
Go on.
No.
I insist.
I'll see who it is, Mary.
All right, George.
Well, what do you want?
I'm Ted Morrison, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Morrison?
Yes, that's right.
Is that you, Ted?
Hello, yes, Aunt Mary.
I'm so glad you're here.
Well, Aunt Mary, I traveled 5,000 miles to see you happy.
Oh, Ted, this is George Fremont.
Mr. Fremont, how to do, sir?
I'm glad to know you.
How's the Army, Ted?
Oh, it's fine, Aunt Mary, except that I've been thinking of resigning.
Resigning?
Yes, you see, I thought you might need some help around here.
Ted, George will be here now.
Well, perhaps Mr. Fremont can use some help.
Why, yes. Yes, of course. Well, Mary, I'll have to be leaving you now, but I'll see you later.
Goodbye, George.
Goodbye, Mary.
Goodbye, Mr. Fremont.
Goodbye.
Mr. Fremont seemed a little nervous.
Did he? Well, he's always been that way, even since he was a little boy.
Oh, he has. Well, tell me, Aunt Mary, tell me some more about George.
Oh, I will. Let's have some tea.
Bill, he's alive. Ted Morrison's alive.
Stop your blubbering. I know he's alive.
But what do we do?
Just what we started out to do.
Yes, but suppose they
Shut up.
find out.
Shut up. Here, these belong to Fremont.
Billy the Kid.
Sims, take a look at that.
Just like Morrison.
The spitting image. That gives me an idea. Come on.
man who got off of the stagecoach is none other than Billy the Kid.
Say, Fuzzy, maybe we would better ride in sort of separate-like, just in case somebody's gotten wind of us being wanted by the cavalry.
It's not a bad idea.
Lieutenant Morrison wouldn't resign from the Army. He's too fine a man for that. Wait. You heard what he said about living off of Mary Todd's money. Would Lieutenant Morrison say a thing like that?
Now, wait a minute, Mills. Maybe we're being a little too hasty.
Hasty? Was Billy the Kid thinking of that when he murdered 2 men?
That's right.
Listen, this man is not only a murderer, he's an imposter. He came here to rob poor blind Mary Todd of all of her money. Gentlemen, as the man who's going to marry Mary Todd, I demand protection for her. We'll see that she gets protection. There's nothing I wouldn't do to prevent a hanging. I don't believe in him. But in this case, I say, hang Billy the Kid!
Hey, wait a minute. If this man isn't Lieutenant Morrison, why don't you prove it?
Well, who's asking you, stranger?
My, conscience.
Well, you and your conscience better stay out of this.
Can't do that alone, mister.
You'll get moving before the double hanging.
From the looks of that hand, mister, you're mighty anxious to use a gun.
Men! Are you going to let a stranger interfere with law and order? What about Billy the Kid? And what about poor Mary Todd? For all we know, he might be murdering her this very minute. That's right. Come on, let's go.
Fuzzy, we gotta stop him.
Yeah, sure, but how? Wait a minute. I got the answer to that question myself. Come on.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Howdy, Billy the Kid.
Your name's rather mixed.
No, I think you're the one that has the names mixed.
Hanging? What you mean?
For the double murder on the stagecoach.
Well, why don't you let the cavalry hang me?
We'll save them the trouble.
You seem rather anxious to get rid of me, Mr. Fremont.
Who is it, Ted?
Just some strangers wanting to know the direction to town, Aunt Mary. All right, let's get going.
Well, what are you going to do, Lieutenant?
You stay here. I'm going to reconnoiter.
Well, it won't be long now, Billy the Kid. Hold it!
Lieutenant Morrison, what in tarnation are you doing on the end of that rope?
Just a case of mistaken identity, Lieutenant.
Oh. What do you think this man is?
He's Billy the Kid.
Billy the Kid, my foot. That's Lieutenant Morris.
Why, here's proof that he's Billy the Kid.
I get my own proof. Sheriff, Lieutenant's got a birthmark on his chest that proves what I say is true. Take a look. Now, are you satisfied with what you see?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I thought you would be. You would be. Untie that man before I court-martial every dead blame one of you.
Orson, I'm sorry about the mistake.
Yes, me too. I hope you won't say anything to Mary about this. You know, just sort of keep it among ourselves.
Sure, Mr. Fremont. No hard feelings.
Lieutenant?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
What are we going to do about Morrison? We'll get him. We've got to get him. He's the only one that stands between us and a fortune.
I want to thank you, boys.
For a while there, I thought I'd be where Lieutenant Morrison is.
Say, Billy, you know, it seems to me the same party that put Morrison out of the way tried to do the same thing to you.
That's right. Two of those hombres back there are mighty anxious to get that rope around my neck. Crawford and that fellow they call Fremont.
That dirty, ornery gophers. Why don't we tell the sheriff?
No, Fuzz, no proof.
But, Billy, we can't let that trouble let Aunt Mary.
Now, who said we were, Jeff? Come on.
Where's Fremont?
Why, Turtle's bringing him in a buckboard. He should be here in a minute.
Here he comes.
Here's my money. Now let me go.
That's mighty generous of you, but money's not what we're looking for.
No? Well, what then?
You?
Me? But I'm on my way to a wedding. My wedding.
I'll keep it a secret. Keep our fat friend company.
Think I won't?
Outlaws held us up.
Where's Fremont?
I don't know.
Why, you dumb-headed.
This is no time for name calling. Come on, men.
Hold up. All right, Patty, hop out. Thank you.
This was taken from that body on the stage.
George Fremont. Then this is proof that Fatty ain't Fremont.
Proof for us, Jeff, but no one else. What we need is real proof. Proof that'll stop Crawford and that fatty guy there on the run. What's this? Wait a minute. This is all the proof we're looking for. Listen to this. Dear Uncle George, I'll be at your wedding if I have to fight my way through a tribe of Indians. I've canceled my concert tour just for you. Lieutenant Morrison is as handsome as you say he is. I might stay in Yancey. Your loving niece, Linda.
She'll probably get in on the next stage.
Let's find out if Fatty knows he's got a niece.
You know, Fatty, you ought to reduce. The best way to do that is to go on a skunk diet.
Fatty, you got any relatives we can send your body to?
Body? No.
Not even a niece?
Huh? What are you going to do with me?
Fidget to the buzzards.
We better get to Linda first.
Stealing a groom on his wedding day and right under our nose. Here comes the stagecoach. Maybe the driver's seen something.
Hey, driver, you seen any outlaws?
Well, no. I haven't seen a thing, Sheriff.
What's wrong, Sheriff?
Oh, outlaws, ma'am. Probably murdered a man named George Fremont.
Uncle George?
What's that?
Well, George Fremont is my uncle. I'm Linda Fremont.
Didn't know he had a niece. Did you, Milt?
Why, no, I didn't.
Oh, this is horrible. Poor Uncle George.
Don't worry too much about it, ma'am. We'll probably catch him.
Sheriff, don't you think we'd better let Turtle ride along with the stage? There's no telling what those bandits might do next.
It's a good idea. Go ahead, Turtle.
Yes, sir.
Get her. Get her.
that driver's been shot.
Looks like Crawford beat us to it. Come on. You all right, ma'am?
Yes, but why did that man shoot the driver?
I'll have to answer that in a minute. You hit bad, partner?
No, I just nicked my shoulder, I think. I'll be all right in a little bit.
Oh, that's fine. Well, now I guess I better start this from the beginning. You see,
Well, there's not a sign of Fremont or them bandits.
Well, Sheriff, we've got to do something.
Hey, you act as if this marriage meant a lot to you.
Why, no, I was just thinking of Mary Todd.
well, that's the whole story, ma'am. But you can still help Aunt Mary.
I'll do anything.
Guess you sort of trust Billy the Kid, huh?
I'll trust Billy the Kid.
Driver, make it back to town all right?
Yeah, don't worry about me.
That's fine. Now, Jeff, we're going through with this wedding. You get on out to Fuzzy and tell him to let Fatty loose. Then meet me at the ranch.
Right.
Miss Linda, mind sharing my horse with me?
Not at all.
That's right.
Girl. Get up, Jeff.
All right, you can go and get married.
I'll have the law on you for this. Get out!
It's Fremont.
Where have you been?
Bandits held me up.
Well, we haven't time to be looking for bandits now. That'll be the sheriff's job after the wedding. Come on, Mary Todd's waiting. Is there anyone present who can show cause why this couple should not be united in holy wedlock?
Just a moment. I object to this marriage. I'm Linda Fremont, George Fremont's niece. This man is not my uncle. He's an imposter. And the man performing the ceremony is a swindler and a murderer.
How about that, Crawford?
What?
back with me, Crawford. Now get going.
Miss Linda, I want you to do us a favor.
Of course, Billy. What is it?
Take care of Aunt Mary. Tell her that there's no one that could take Lieutenant Morrison's place either in the Army or as her nephew. But it was a pleasure for me anyway.
I will, Billy. And thank you for everything.
No trouble. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Miss Linda.
Goodbye.